The D's. They're all about love at the moment. I'm loving the noise coming out of Melbourne, and the man who leads them brilliantly in the middle of the ground with his toughness, best and fairest winner, Jack Viney, joins me right now. Good evening, Jack.
G'day, Jimmy. How you going?
Not bad, mate. How you going? All we're hearing is about the love. Goody's showing the love. Everyone's showing the love. He's freshly married, Goody. He's high on spirits.
Yeah, no, well, happy days at the D's, mate. You were just put in a big summer of work and looking forward to kicking off the season against GWS on Sunday. So we're all up and about and ready to jump into it.
Just on that, Jack, you've been around footy long enough, and every pre-season there seems to be a new theme. Like I went through them. You have different types of leadership meetings where they get you right things on the board. Then there was the tough ones with the leading teams, and then it was all about we're all there together, connected. Why was this different? Like, why are people talking about the loving? I know that's the bit of the joke, but did you guys do something different? Did you just all sit around and circle powwow, or was it just let's take a different lens at the way we address each other?
Yeah, I think we just got together, and it kind of been a big few years for the footy club in terms of premiership off after 2021, and probably a lot of expectation on the club to try and do something similar back at the G. And we got around the marker for a few years, playing finals consistently and performing pretty well. Obviously, last season it all came crashing down a little bit and had a really disappointing year. So I think we just kind of reevaluated what was important to us as a footy club. What are the expectations that we were, we want to put upon ourselves, and at the end of the day, kind of a lot of it comes down to, what we can control, and I guess that's the unique connection that we have with one another, and hopefully, thinking that correlates really strongly to on-field performance. So, you'll see the same Melbourne, but we're probably just going about it and valuing things slightly differently this season.
Well, on field, the same Melbourne, no doubt you guys will still be a strong contested side. Yourself leading the charge there. Clary looks to be back in some great nick around the contest, and one of the greatest ruckmen we've seen. He's up there with a lot of great rucks. Big Max Gawn as well. You always rock solid behind the footy. I think all Melbourne and footy watchers want to see what you guys are doing different with the way you're moving the ball. Has that been a bit of a focus for you guys this summer?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been, how can we maximise those entries and even get a bit more supply, like you mentioned, being rock solid behind the ball has been a strength of ours for a few years now, and with the kind of quality people we've got through the midfield, really trying to start to dominate and get some supply going forward, and looking at the methods to do that, and how can we score more efficiently and kick some easy goals. So that's definitely been a focus on the pre-season, and then just trying to marry that with the defensive side of the game too. There's obviously a balancing act there between your offense and your defense. So just playing around a few different things and trying to get that balance right. Who's
caught your eye this summer, Jack? Is someone you thought, geez, they've really popped up? I've seen, Caleb Windsor, in the early pre-season games. He's not suffering from second-year blues, or hasn't rested on what was a very good debut season. Is anyone else jumping out at you that probably Melbourne fans go, oh, hang on, he's set for a big year?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much took the player out of my mouth, mate. I was watching Caleb Windsor closely, just having a pretty successful debut season. Those sometimes those first year players can get a bit complacent, think it's just gonna happen for him. But the way he's rolled around into pre-season number 2, and even having to play a bit of a different position, going down playing half back. I think he's been really impressive, and I've loved what he's been able to do over pre-season. Cosy Pick and Ed Langdon probably have played a lot more midfield time for us over the pre-season, and I've been really impressed with what they've added to the group. So, I think there's some exciting kind of positional changes, and those individuals have handled it extremely impressive.
Does that mean Ed actually has to come off now? He's actually realised what hard work is around the centre bounce?
No, he thought inside ball was an easy job. Got too much rest on the bench, so he's actually found a new appreciation for that inside mid role, which is good.
And your opponents, they're pretty slick, the Giants. I think a lot of people thought Collingwood, after their practice game, were going to go up there and pick apart a Giant side without Hogan, Stringer, Green, to name the key players, but they were pretty slick with a fair bit of speed, especially when they got goal side.
Yeah, no, they definitely were really sharp on the weekend. It was a good brand of footy to watch as a spectator, but coming up as an opponent, certainly sharpened the focus coming into training today, knowing that we've playing against a team that's in some good form. So yeah, looking forward to rolling around and testing ourselves against a team coming off a really strong win.
All footy clubs are great at celebrating culture, and I think nearly each club's going to embrace different cultures and connections to their footy club, but nothing more proud of the Melbourne Football Club is its connection to the Irish community. Of course, the great Jim Stynes, and this is coinciding with St Pat's Day Eve, so look out Fitzroy Street, St Kilda, with all the Irish pubs down there, by the way. But the game will be celebrating Jim Stynes and all things Irish while raising funds for the foundation named in his honour, of course. So talk us through the day, and for you personally too, because yourself, Dad, really connected to the Stynes family.
Yeah, we've got this week's game's called Jim's Game, so just celebrating and recognising, someone who's had a tremendous impact on this football club. Not only a playing career, 4 BNS, Brownlow, 260 odd games, 200 and almost 240 of them consecutive. So he had an amazing impact on this club as a player, but then probably what's more impressive is what he was able to do post his career. Coming back when the club was in significant trouble financially, no one really wanting to step up to the plate, and he's come on board as president, and kind of did the big demolition and raised a whole heap of money to get the club back on its feet. So, I mean, and whilst he was battling cancer, so he's just a tremendous, was a tremendous human being. Being able to celebrate and recognise him for this game, he was elevated to legend status at our Hall of Fame earlier this year, which I think we've only got 5 or 6 people that are legend status, and that's with I think 1,300 players having played for the club roughly. So it's not too many in that category as Jim, and so it's going to be a great game, just recognising the contribution he's had to the football club.
No, it's a great idea, great team, and you're right. It's a great way to celebrate Jim Stynes. Not only, as you mentioned, I think sometimes people forget how much of a legend on the field he was, because he was such a legend off it. We wish you nothing but the best, Jack.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate you having me on.